Some are shocking, others are shockingly adorable. These creatures sell movie tickets, and they're not even human.
Can you just give him his stupid acorn already? I'm done. Just give it to him, please.
E.T. phone home.
We are talking about aliens, gremlins, and even a whale.
Don't give him a drink. Don't feed him after midnight. He reminds me of my third ex-husband.
There's an alien inside the alien? No.
That's not fair.
No alien.
That's not fair.
Get ready for an hour of pure fun and horror as we spotlight 25 of the most amazing creatures to ever grace the big screen. This is Ultimate Countdown, Best Movie Creatures.
Who doesn't love Babe? I mean, come on.
A mammoth, a saber-toothed tiger, and a ground sloth set the stage for the adventures of our first creature.
Those eyes, the bugged out eyes. It's my Mr. Scrat.
Can you just give him his stupid acorn already? I'm done. Just give it to him, please.
Starting this week's countdown at number 25, it's the Scrat of the Ice Age franchise.
You're probably wondering why Scrat is called Scrat. Well, it's a combination of the words squirrel and rat, and he is kind of a combination of a squirrel and a rat.
Scrat is a saber-toothed squirrel from the series Ice Age, the franchise Ice Age, and all this little squirrel wants is an acorn, but he can't get his acorn. And in every movie, he is trying to get that acorn.
He's the only one that gets the jokes. It's him and the acorn and hiding the acorn, and it goes wrong, and the acorn rolls away, and he chases the acorn. And that's comedy gold compared to anything else that is said, done, or thought about in any of the Ice Age movies.
When you're laughing at Scrat, you're actually laughing at his impending demise.
Yes.
Like he's not gonna make it. We all know that.
Yeah.
He's gonna get stuck like this.
Trying to get that acorn.
Wherever you are, I hope you have your acorn and I hope you're happy.
The Scrat is an adorable saber-toothed squirrel who only wants to collect acorns, unlike our next creature who only wants to collect the different species he hunts.
There are two things to say about Predator. Number one, not someone you'd want to kiss. Number two, least chill Jamaican dude ever.
Destroying his way to number 24, it's the Predator from the 1987 release Predator.
Predator spends most of the movie invisible, and that's probably not a bad idea, because once you finally see the Predator, it's kind of like, didn't I stand behind you at a really bad reggae show once?
The legendary monster designer Stan Winston created the Predator in Predator, but he wasn't the production's first choice. They were trying to save money, so they went to a much cheaper designer, and the result was not good. Arnold Schwarzenegger said it looked like a man in a lizard suit with the head of a duck. So they scrapped that whole design, and they went to Stan Winston, and they paid $1.5 million for the Predator design, but it was worth every penny, because if that monster doesn't look good, you don't have a movie. I mean, the movie's called Predator, it's not called Lizard Duck Man.
So Predator has an amazing character design, right? Like he's this big, strong, scary thing with access to alien powers and firearms and all that. But I think the central thing about Predator are those really amazing kind of dreadlocky things. That makes me think that Predator, with his abilities to appear and disappear, makes him exactly like every Rastafarian I've ever personally known. Just not a lot, but just go with it.
I don't know. Predators never really scared me because I kind of just had really like late 80s, early 90s looking armor and the long dreadlocky hair. They kind of struck me like they came from a Milli Vanilli kind of planet, and I just kept thinking all their attacks were gonna just end in like tribal dances that were like, girl, you know it's true.
Next, Seth MacFarlane's most hilarious creature, the teddy bear who can drink beer and tell dirty jokes. Cursing its way to number 23, it's Ted, the millennial bear.
Ted is a teddy bear who is like your uncle who got out of jail.
He's like, he defies teddy bear stereotypes.
Yes.
He's neither cuddly nor not drunk.
He is the frat boy of teddy bears.
Yep.
It's a movie that stars Mark Wahlberg, and he has this little bear that he grew up with that as the bear can talk. And as they grow older together, they become best friends and roommates. And you know, and when you're a little kid, your talking bear probably says things like, I love you. But when you're a 27-year-old man living with a talking bear, the bear says things like, let's go get a beer.
Ted the teddy bear in Ted is so outrageous. He smokes pot, he has sex, he has hookers over, and yet I think the movie works because you start to feel like he's real. Like you buy into it, you just start to accept it.
We're running out of things to make dirty. You know, we live in a society where there are no sacred cows left, and we've had bad Santa. You know, there are very few sort of institutions or paragons of purity that we can put four-letter words in the mouth of. And then we found Ted, and we discovered there was now even one fewer of those things.
I would love to have a teddy bear like Ted. I mean, who else would you want to watch movies with, watch sporting events with, and knock back a beer? Ted.
Our next creature actually existed in the real world and lived most of her life trapped in an amusement park, entertaining people who did not know she was suffering. The irony of our number 22, the whale Willy from the movie Free Willy, is played by Keiko, a real whale that was never released.
Free Willy is a movie about a boy and his whale. There's a lot of movies that are about a boy and his dog and a boy and his dolphin. This one's a boy and his whale.
Remember, everybody was like, Free Willy.
Free Willy.
Get free. I mean, there were people, political prisoners, who were still in jail, but people were like, no,
Free Willy.
Free Willy. You gonna get Willy out of here. You got to save him. He's a political prisoner.
That whale is a star. Let's face it. He's carrying that entire movie on its entire humpback. Obviously now with Blackfish, we have to feel really guilty about Free Willy and, you know, him swimming around in a tank knowing that that was really utter misery. But hey, he escapes at the end of the movie. You know, he's free. So there's that, right?
The whale was played by a real whale named Keiko. Now, there were some animatronic whales used in this film for various scenes, but the star of the movie is really this whale named Keiko, who's an orca.
Lived a really long life of 27, which is old for whales in captivity and really young for wild free whales that would live until like 50. It's a sad story, it's not gonna lie. Idea, we put Keiko the whale in the 27 club, you know, with like Amy Winehouse and Kurt Cobain. Keiko the whale from Free Willy, died at 27. Coincidence? Maybe.
Number 21, the creature that made the idea of a Man in Black sequel not as bad as it sounds.
I feel like we could do a whole nother list that's like best pugs in movies, or best pugs in life, or just best pugs.
Barking its way to our countdown, it's Frank the Pug, a hilarious dog who works at the Men in Black office.
The reason the pug works really well in the Men in Black movies is the pug talks the way you expect a pug would talk. And let me tell you, this cowboy would love it if all pugs could talk.
I love Frank the dog from Men in Black 2. First of all, he talks like a character out of The Sopranos. And then even though he's a dog, he is far less likely to crap on the set than Tommy Lee Jones. So I hear.
Frank seems very businesslike until he starts singing Gloria Gaynor songs. And then you're like, okay, I am happy that disco is dead.
The pug in Men in Black 2 is hysterical because he's so full of attitude and you're not expecting it. It's the cutest dog in the world.
He's like, eh. He's got this gruff voice and he's really like, don't talk. It's really New York, you know? Like, don't walk up to here. And you go to the newsstand and you totally expect that the alien's gonna be the weird looking newspaper person. It's the cute pug. What's up?
Frank makes all the scenes he is in funny, just like our next creature makes all the movies he is in spooky.
I need me a monster. Come on, bring that leg over here.
Take this dead part, that dead part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good enough. That's crazy.
Haunting its way to our number 20, it's Mary Shelley's character, Frankenstein, and its multiple film appearances.
Frankenstein's monster has been mean, he's been sweet, he's done tap dances, he's done a lot of different things in all these different versions of his story. But mostly Frankenstein is always just misunderstood.
What we love about Frankenstein is he is a monster that was put together. You know what I'm saying?
That's like created,
yes.
But not like in the good old-fashioned genetic way, like with titrating in tubes, like sewn together.
That's right.
I love Frankenstein because I think that the novel by Mary Shelley is the ultimate book you pretend you read in college when you're at a party. And that means a lot to me and millions of Americans.
But talk about getting the short end of the stick. Not only are you zombied alive by like some mad doctor and like who puts bolts in your necks and electrocutes you, but then you're not even remembered for your own name, you're remembered for his name. That's just messed up.
Frankenstein's monster shines a light on how unkind people are to very tall individuals. I feel Frankenstein's pain. I've lived my whole life feeling Frankenstein's pain. Short people suck, and they will come after you with torches.
This next creature wrote the book on cute, adorable animals.
Flipper is, I think, the first dolphin in film to make you think, dolphins think.
Yes!
Our number 19 is Flipper, the dolphin, from 1996's release, Flipper.
Flipper was really great PR for dolphins. Like everybody thought, oh, just dolphins are pretty. They flip around in the water. We go watch them at SeaWorld. And Flipper is like solving crimes and like helping people rescue other people. And it's amazing.
He could talk and communicate.
He could make jokes.
Yes!
He just like at the right moment.
Yes!
It's really good.
His blowhole was very attractive on camera.
What's funny about Flipper is that his, famous squeaky voice is actually a modified call of a kookaburra bird. So kids, if you're really pressing for that dolphin friend, maybe that's not really like what you're looking for.
Flipper is the patron saint of this list, who was just lived a life in captivity for our sins of really needing to see a dolphin on television or in a film with Elijah Wood, which, not gonna lie, kinda worth it for the dolphin.
A real dolphin was actually used to make this movie, but they also had animatronic dolphins. And I mean, animatronic or real, dolphins are dolphins. They're the best, right?
While all the creatures in this countdown are animals, our next one is the first to be made of water, created with state-of-the-art 80s special effects. Our number 18 is the water monster from James Cameron's 1989 feature, The Abyss.
So Industrial Light and Magic spent 6 months to create 75 seconds of film just for this water creature.
In the movie The Abyss, we meet this beautiful water creature that can turn into anything. It can change the water into a beautiful human face. Now that's up against all of these military men that want to turn that water creature and whatever else they can find into this horrible, deadly, evil thing.
James Cameron, love him or hate him, he's always pushing things forward with his movies. He will come up with a film that, you can pick apart the screenplay and the characterizations and whatever else, but there's at least going to be one thing in there that you have never seen before. And when The Abyss came out, digital effects were still kind of in their infancy. We had never seen anything like that water column.
I'm just gonna say what everybody's thinking. I think that the water creature in The Abyss looks kind of like a sex toy. A very expensive one, I grant you, and probably one not for everybody, not a starter, like you'd want to work up to that, but still it's a little bit dildoic, if that's a word.
It comes into the ship like a worm, like an anaconda looking for you, and then it comes up to his face and like mimics his face and like makes his face, and you're like, this is not water.
From the depths of the sea to the depths of space, our next creature is not an animal, but a cute robot that delighted audiences all over the world. Breaking hearts at number 17, it's Pixar's cutest creature, Wall-E.
Wall-E is my favorite Pixar movie and my favorite Pixar character. We meet Wall-E and he's just cleaning up. He's a little robot who just wants to do the right thing and do his job and clean up. But then he finds Eva, and he finds a mission because there's this plant, and if he and Eva can help get the plant to the axiom, they can save people and they can bring people back to Earth.
He will make you sit down and think about your life choices, and he will make you think about love, and he makes you think about all of those really important issues that ironically make us human. Environmentalism, taking care of yourself, consumerism, like all these really huge themes are so beautifully played out by this little tiny garbage collecting robot.
On the one hand, you've got this incredibly sympathetic, really wide-eyed, lonely robot who watches movies. I mean, that could be any of us. And this brilliant social commentary about environmentalism and humans and what they're doing to the earth. And on the other hand, you just got this really fun, adventurous sci-fi children's movie. And so the fact that Pixar can tell both of those stories at once and entertain kids and adults is just, it's what makes Pixar Pixar.
Usually in an animated movie, they do about 50,000 storyboards, somewhere between 50,000 and 75,000 storyboards. But this one was so complex, they ended up having to do 125,000 storyboards just to tell the story of Wally.
Let's face it, the best movie creatures have to match their cuteness with some kick-ass abilities. The next entry on our countdown has the looks, but also the aviator skills to take your heart away.
Rocket Raccoon gives 0 fucks, okay? I mean 0.
Traveling through space all the way to our number 16. It's Rocket, the superhero raccoon of 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Rocket Raccoon, voiced by Bradley Cooper in Guardians of the Galaxy, is this cynical, wonderful, scheming raccoon. He's just the way you think raccoons are. They're thinking, how can I break into the trash can? How can I steal food? That's how raccoons really think.
This is one of my favorite Bradley Cooper roles because he's this kind of like mercenary gunslinging raccoon. He's a raccoon. Even Rocket's sort of role is not something that Bradley Cooper would ever be cast to play, but that to me is the magic of CGI because he kills the character. He just isn't, you know, the body of him. It just goes to show what good actors are capable of when they're released beyond the confines of, you know, their own body.
I think Rocky Raccoon took raccoons out of that, oh, we can't open Tupperware mythology into, oh, we can open you.
Yes.
We can take care of you.
Marvel realizing they can create characters that can outlive their actors. You know, like Guardians of the Galaxy eventually will have to go away, but they can make a Rocket Raccoon and a Groot movie when Bradley Cooper is like 55 and 400 pounds, and Vin Diesel has been replaced by a robot, if he hasn't been already.
Rocket Raccoon will kill you if you're in his way, and he is the coolest character ever.
That is the most real, authentic, hysterical laugh of my entire life, because that is not a plan.
Great movie creatures are timeless and remain in the minds of audiences for decades. That is the case of our number 15, King Kong, the giant gorilla that first haunted audiences in 1933 and created such an impression that all this time later, he is featured on our countdown.
So this giant gorilla is always grabbing this tiny blonde woman. He kind of reminds me of every American quarterback at every high school ever.
King Kong represents the animal in all of us. He's taken out of the jungle and brought to civilization in New York City, and he doesn't know what to do. And it's just like how we as humans sometimes feel. We're put into these situations and we don't know what to do. And we sometimes react violently, or at least angrily.
King Kong in 1933 took 8 months to make. And actors that worked on the film apparently could go from the set of King Kong, do 3 or 4 other films, and then come back and finish shooting for King Kong. It was such a huge undertaking.
They didn't have CGI back in 1933. They didn't have visual effects back in 1933. So they used something that was called stop motion animation, and this was one of the very first films to actually use that, and to give you the illusion of all the effects of what this gorilla does. And so back then, this people were shocked by this whole thing.
The reality is, who goes and says, you know what I need to do? I found this crazy, big, oversized ape out in the world. Let me bring him back to the city.
That seems like a good idea.
That's a good idea.
I mean, not even to like a rural area where maybe there's room for him to walk. Manhattan?
Yes.
If I had the chance and the body of King Kong to climb the Empire State Building, you bet I would.
Next up, a dog so funny, he made his way into a major real-action Hollywood film. Our number 14, it's Puffy, Mary's dog from the 1998 comedy, There's Something About Mary.
The dog in Something About Mary is a punching bag. Everything happens to this poor dog.
I guess the dog in There's Something About Mary deserves to be pretty high on the list, because it took a beating. That's like that was like this dog's like Winter's Bone role, you know? Or like the Remnant, like that was this dog's role. Like I'm gonna get kicked, I'm gonna get.
So There's Something About Mary obviously delivered us a lot of memorable visuals. You know, the hair gel gag lives forever. But it turns out that a dog in a full body cast, also a great bit of visual comedy.
One of the reasons I love the dog scene in There's Something About Mary is that audiences are so averse to anything having to do with violence against animals. Anything bad happens to the animals. You can kill 1 million people, but the dog better be okay. So the Farrelly brothers totally flipped that on its head. They had Ben Stiller getting bit in the crotch by it and thrashing around with it, pulling his legs apart. The dog ends up flying out the window. But notice he doesn't die. Like, they weren't afraid to go, they weren't gonna go that far. But he does end up in a full body cast, and we get a few more laughs from that.
At the time when the movie had come out, the merchandising geniuses decided that they were gonna sell a version of the dog in a cast as a stuffed animal. So kids all over the country had these little stuffed dogs in a cast.
A little Asian animal that can turn into an army of monsters if he gets fed at night. This description of our next character is so specific, you can guess who it is already.
Read the instructions.
Yes.
Pay attention to the rules. When they said no water, they meant no water.
Don't give him a drink. Don't feed him after midnight. He reminds me of my third ex-husband.
Our number 13 is Gizmo from the Gremlins franchise.
Gizmo is the main character, if you will, from the movie Gremlins. He was the sweet little Mogwai that was attacked and taken on by the Gremlins.
Gizmo is the cute gremlin. He's the one that sucks you in. He's the one that, on the face of gremlins, it makes you think that it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. Do not expose the Mogwai to light. The second rule was do not get it wet. And the third rule was don't feed it after midnight. Well, if you get it wet, it multiplies. And if you feed it after midnight, it turns evil.
I think Gizmo's just the most perfect thing that ever existed. I know the whole spawning psychotic creatures that try to kill you is maybe a deal breaker for some people, but if you give me 20 minutes and a lab full of scientists, I can convince them to make Gremlins a reality. They need to be scientists that are okay with euthanasia because the plan involves a lot of killing spawns when he does eventually get wet or eat after midnight. But the point is, Gizmo's a great idea.
Sorry. Gizmo doesn't want you guys on the set.
Our next creature proves that not all invading armies are scary. They can also be funny.
Ugh, yuck.
Marching their way to our number 12, it's the Martians from Tim Burton's dark comedy, Mars Attacks.
The aliens in The Martians are they're Martians in the most cartoony 1950s way.
Yes, and their heads explode when they hear country music, just like mine.
All right, listen, when Mars Attacks came out, I was 9, and I did not think there was anything cuter or more friendly seeming than those gosh darn aliens. Now I get it, they were trying to take over the planet, they weren't the good guys. I saw that film convinced that everyone in the movie was just being a little too uptight, and if someone like me could get in the mix, the aliens would have, like, gangbusters. Like, we would have just been tight.
The Martians in Mars Attacks are mad, and they want us dead, and they don't even talk right. All they do is and it's horrible to listen to, super fun to watch, but also very unnerving.
The story goes that the reason they talk that way is the screenwriters, when they were writing the dialogue for them, they didn't know what they were gonna say, so they just wrote ack as a placeholder. And it just stayed, and the actors performed it that way, and that's become sort of the signature thing you think of when you think of Mars Attacks.
My favorite is that there's now a Twitter account that's like Martian Donald Trump, and all it is like ack, white people are in danger, ack.
Our next creature is so strange, he could come from a painting of Salvador Dali.
Guillermo del Toro, how many of my nightmares have your name on them?
Weird doesn't quite cover our number 11. The Pale Man from Benicio del Toro's dystopian classic, Pan's Labyrinth.
The inside of Guillermo del Toro's head is a really scary place to be because he comes up with creatures like the Pale Man. And the Pale Man chases children, and he has hands on his eyes, and he does not want to share his food. Not even a little bit.
That is like crystal meth meets angel dust meets something weird, but the Pale Man? Who comes up with the Pale Man? That's just some scary stuff.
You know a creature is scary when Stephen King gets weirded out. The director of this movie, Guillermo del Toro, tells a story about how he watched it while sitting next to Stephen King, and during the scene where the Pale Man chases Ophelia, that Stephen King started to squirm in his seat, and Del Toro said that that was the equivalent of winning an Oscar. If you can make Stephen King frightened, you've done something right.
Pan's Labyrinth is just, there's a lot going on there, but once you got the eyeballs in the hands, it's all over.
creature in our number 10 was made of clay for an animation series.
How much do you love that he gets equal billing? I know.
Wallace and Gromit is about the relationship of Wallace, an inventor, and Grommit, our creature, who is his adorable pet dog, who is actually more intelligent and intuitive than his master.
I think people love the character of Grommit the dog because he's kind of the perfect dog. He doesn't bark, and he has your tea ready when you come home. That's pretty perfect.
I gotta say, he was just like he could move and act like people, but didn't really talk too much, and it was just kind of kept to himself, and oh God. Him and Hobbs, I think, are like the ultimate anthropomorphic, possibly imaginary. Was he real? No one ever really acknowledged that Grommit, like no other dogs in the Wallace and Gromit world could do what Grommit did, and that was just kind of accepted. Huh. Wallace may have been schizophrenic, but it still stands. I love Grommit.
Why is he so ugly? Why so scary? What's going on? Okay, England. Okay, what's going on in Great Britain?
They're really into that plaid too.
Yeah.
They're like.
Let me tell you what kind of dogs we make in America. Okay.
They run and jump.
Yeah, and they cute like Snoopy or Lassie.
Snoopy was lazy.
Yes.
Actually, very well known for his laziness. But Grommit, it's very like, I gotta have tea.
Yeah.
Grommit does side-eye like nobody's business, and his sort of exasperated, there's just nothing better.
Up next, a creature so cool it could only be in the coolest film saga of all time.
Where I come from, if something is beeping at you, you get out of the way because it's probably a cattle truck backing up.
Rolling his way to number 9, it's R2-D2, the Star Wars blue and white robot.
I love how R2-D2, when you get all the retcons that have gone to Star Wars, now clearly knows everything that all the characters need to. Like if you watch the prequels and then you watch Star Wars again, you're like, oh, this R2-D2 the whole time. Okay. So he knows that that's his sister and knows that okay, all right. And then even in the now movies, the whole point of The Force Awakens was the very end being like, wait a second. Or we could just ask R2-D2 where Luke is. The whole time he could have just asked him that.
R2-D2 is, I think, the first robot, if you will, character that doesn't speak words, but his sounds, you totally understand them. Like somehow you speak R2-D2.
Yeah.
Like C-3PO would be like, oh, we've got to get going, and R2 goes, and you're like, R2 don't want to go. I just heard I don't want to go.
That's what he's saying.
R2-D2 is like basically the Swiss Army knife of robots. I mean, he has like a holoprojector, he has a buzzsaw, he's got like a drinks tray when he needs it. You know, if you're gonna have like a robot to service you, you're gonna get R2-D2.
So R2-D2 is clearly the Voltairean wit of the Star Wars universe, and it's all in beeps and bloops.
Our next creature is an animated talking dog. If being animated is not cool enough, this dog also speaks. At number 8 is Doug, the dog from Up, the 2009 3D computer animated comedy adventure film produced by Pixar Animation Studios.
Doug is a little golden retriever from the movie Up, one of my favorite animated movies of all time. And I cannot tell you, I probably say at least once a day one of the lines from the movie, and it's one word, but it's when Doug is talking, and like most dogs do, when they see something, they go. So Doug goes, he's talking, squirrel!
My favorite line that Doug the dog says in the movie Up is, I have just met you and I love you. Because that is what dogs feel like when they come up to you and they're so happy to meet you.
I think there's this fantasy that we think, oh, my dog could talk to me, we'd be such great friends. And then you realize if your dog could talk to you, he would be incredibly boring and say the same stuff over and over again, and you would really quickly wish he would shut up.
Doug is a dog who has a voice attachment built into him so that we can hear what he's saying and thinking. Now, it's very clear that he loves people, but he's also very interested in squirrels. So he'll say things like, we could go for a walk because I love you. Squirrel!
Doug would have done this interview and already gotten distracted 18 times. Squirrel! Squirrel!
If Doug was hard to control, the next creature wrote the book on going rogue.
Dinosaurs first, dinosaurs die, then here comes man. All right, that's the way it's supposed to be. Not at the same time, people.
Doesn't work.
Not at the same time.
Breaking the fence at number 7, It's the T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
What I love about the T-Rex creature is that its sight is based on movement. I don't think there's any other sort of, big, terrifying, kill you movie creatures that you can get right up in its face without it just devouring you. But with this one, you're sort of right there with the characters and like the T-Rex is breathing on them. So it adds this whole other level of suspense.
The scary star of this movie. I mean, this thing was as menacing as it come. It stood 20 feet tall. It weighed about 25,000 pounds. Of course, it wasn't real, obviously.
The T-Rex in the Jurassic Park movies is super terrifying, but I'm on his side. Because let's face it, these humans shouldn't be messing with the stuff that they're messing with. So as scary as he is, I want him to win. I want him to eat everyone. As far as I'm concerned, the movie could start and he could just eat everybody in the first 10 minutes and we could all go home early. Because that's morally where I come down on the Jurassic Park dilemma.
Any creature in a movie that eats the lawyer is a great creature, in my opinion.
It shouldn't come as a surprise this creature made our list, since it makes all film creature lists. Here's the reason why nobody wants to eat bacon.
Who doesn't love Babe? I mean, come on. It's, Babe has ambitions. Babe wants to be a sheepdog.
Being adorable at number 6, it's Babe.
Babe is the cutest pig ever alive that ever happened in the history of pigs. Okay?
Makes you like pigs.
Okay?
And they're inherently really gross and dirty.
Yeah.
But you love them.
They're delicious too. But you don't want to eat Babe. No. You want Babe to succeed, all right? You want to see Babe make it.
The movie Babe is a labor of love for the director George Miller, and it took him 10 years to finally bring it to the screen because the technology wasn't there yet to make it look real when the pig talked. And finally, when it did happen, they had to use 48 real pigs and 1 animatronic pig.
I love Babe. Cannot not eat bacon. I've tried. I feel really bad about it. My contribution for caring about pigs is not buying teacup piglets. They really wanted one. Look it up. It's a scam. It's actually animal torture. Don't do it. Bacon is still okay, though, in my book.
Babe is such a great, memorable little protagonist. He made $63 million. Like, no wonder there was a sequel. It's incredible. No pig has ever reached that level of success in Western society.
We are getting to our top 5, and only the best creatures will make the cut.
Da-dum. Da-dum.
At number 5, it's the shark from 1977's release, Jaws, that you barely see, but you still fear. 2 words, cello music.
The shark was frightening.
Massive. And this is what was really messed up about Jaws. Dinged up.
Yes.
With cuts and scars. The kind of way where you're like, oh, you're used to knife fights. I can't win.
Yeah.
My favorite shark is actually not the shark in the movie Jaws, it's the shark on the Universal City tram tour at Universal Studios, because that shark has been there forever, and they can't get rid of it because it's sentimental, and if you go on that tram tour and you don't see that shark come out of the water, it's not the Universal City tram tour. So they have to keep it, but it's really rickety and really old.
Jaws is great because he doesn't look amazing when you go back and watch the movie now, but there's something so lovable. I would never want to see a CGI Jaws. Jaws is kind of maybe like, I don't know, like your grandpa that's not looking too great these days, but you wouldn't have him any other way.
By the time that he leaps out of the water and is eating guys, you're genuinely terrified. I mean, people stop taking baths because of Jaws.
The reason why I think Jaws continues to terrify people is that it ruined swimming for generations of moviegoers. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in the ocean or a lake or your bathtub, you are terrified to close your eyes, and that's what Jaws did to us.
The shark was gray, big, and ugly, unlike our number 4 creatures, who are small, yellow, melodious henchmen who wear overalls and goggles and have 1 or 2 eyes.
I'll tell you this, I would love to have an evil army of minions.
So Some call them Stuart, Kevin, and Bob, but we just call them the Minions from the Despicable Me franchise.
The Minions are brilliantly crafted for an international film audience because they speak gibberish. And so they can speak gibberish all over the planet without ever having to be subtitled or dubbed or explained in any way possible.
The director of the movie, Pierre Coffin, actually voices all of the Minions in the Despicable Me movies and in the later Minions sequel that they did. Basically, he said that what he wanted to do was take little pieces of every language, Italian, French, German, American, and just mix it all up and have it so you can kind of understand what they're saying, but the main way that you understand how the Minions, what they're doing or what they're thinking is by their facial reactions and in the physical comedy of it.
What I like about the Minions is that their whole appeal is about the mass of them, the group of them, that there are so many, that we're literally being overrun as a universe by Minions.
They're not male, they're not female, they're not old, they're not young. They're just kind of like asexual group of people, working together.
Almost like telepathically, but they're always like, you don't know what, I don't know what they're saying.
No.
I don't speak Minion.
No.
I think that Minions made a ton of money because people were forced to see it multiple times to have any idea what the Minions were saying.
Our number 13 was Gizmo, a little creature who could not be fed at night. Our number 3 is what happens when he does. Invading the countdown, it's the Gremlins from the Gremlins.
Gremlins, the movie, was actually based on the director Christopher Columbus's life in Manhattan. He was living in a Manhattan loft, and he said that every night he would wake up in the middle of the night and he would hear these little mice running through his apartment. And that's really where the idea for the movie of Gremlins came about.
Gremlins are weird for many reasons, not the least of which is that they were born little furballs popping out of another gremlin's tummy. Okay, that's super, super strange.
Worst Christmas gift ever, Dad. Like, you give me this puppy thing that turns into these terrifying creatures that kill people and destroy our town. This is why Amazon gift cards make so much sense.
My favorite story is that they were getting notes from the studio, Steven Spielberg, the producer, and the director Joe Dante, and one of the studio suits thought that there were too many gremlins in the movie. And Steven Spielberg reportedly replied, well, why don't we just cut them all out and call the movie People? Bam, somebody got served.
I am ecstatic that the actual Gremlins are higher on the list than Gizmo. That makes this a much easier sell. I get it, they like to kind of torture and kill people, but they came up with their own theme song. That's a jingle they wrote for themselves. I mean, businessmen is what I see when I look at Gremlins.
We are getting to the top, and the creatures are getting more sophisticated.
There's an alien inside the alien? No.
That's not fair.
No alien.
That's not fair.
Our number 2 ripped into stardom through John Hurt's belly, and from there, he hasn't stopped making movies. It's the Alien from 1979's release, Alien.
First of all, just covered in gelatin. We've never seen this much viscous bodily fluid, I think, on a creature at that point.
It's got these huge claws, this crazy head, you can't see it, it's acid for blood. Then when it gets up to you, it's like, the goose comes out. All of a sudden, this second jaw comes out. It's like, what? And you're like, that's not fair.
No. I've been dealing with all this.
This is all enough to kill everybody.
Yes.
The crazy tail with the sword tail.
Mm-hmm.
On top, you needed more defenses?
The alien is one of the most incredible science fiction evil creatures ever created. Not only is it this awesome killing machine, but the way that it reproduces is to violate us humans by laying its eggs down the throat into our stomachs. And so that when the egg hatches, the baby alien has to burst out of our stomachs. What a horrible, horrible creature. Even at birth, it murders.
Alien is like a monster hiding in the face of another monster. It's horrifying. Not only does their blood bleed acid and eat through your skin, but they also lay their eggs inside of your body. Nope.
That alien race must really hate Sigourney Weaver when you think about it. It's one thing to be like, humans must kill them, but it's another thing to be like, this one human is actually kind of our entire one person? Man, there must just be giant billboards of her all over their home planet.
Our Our top entry made audiences cry all over the world.
E.T. Phone Home.
Calling its way to number 1, it's the nicest alien in film history, and his name is E.T. from Steven Spielberg's 1982 masterpiece, E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial.
How old is E.T.? Is he 4? Is he 400? I mean, this is a mystery that's never gonna be solved. He plays with toys, he hangs out with kids, but he also kind of looks like my grandmother. I mean, how old is E.T.?
E.T. fascinated me as a kid because I was like, what even is this thing? He's all eyes. Actually, which is actually exactly like me.
I love E.T. because when E.T. got excited, he just couldn't contain it.
Yeah.
He's like, E.T. phone home, E.T. phone home, E.T. phone home. He just couldn't contain it.
Yeah. E.T. is probably certainly one of the most expensive creatures ever to be created for a movie. It cost $1.5 million to make this little character. I mean, you think of that in our money today for inflation, that's probably about $8 or $9 million just to make this little guy.
I cannot believe that there was a sequel to E.T. in the conception stages that never happened. And I'm pretty sure a story about E.T. on his homeworld saving children that get abducted, I think, or it's a role reversal thing, would have been a mistake of a Star Wars Christmas special proportions, but I don't care.
And he has that amazing empathy so that when him and the little boy, they both get sad at the same time and sick, and they're both, because he's got to get home, but the little boy starts to feel it too because it's empathy. I love E.T.
And the fact that he looks great in a dress make E.T. one of our favorite movie creatures.